Well, welcome, one and all, to By Racing Without Mercy, and hope you all had a very happy Christmas, bit of fun with friends and family. On the agenda today is a 100-kilometre race. Yep, not trivial. And it's Flanders, hence I think you'll find that my Tour of Flanders, not my Tour of Flanders, what is it? The Flanders Sportive thumbnail is very fitting. Ooh, just see if it's going to rain outside because I've got the door open. Anyway, very good morning to you, Martin. I hope you're well. 2 hours zone 2. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of zone 2. I have really upped the volume while work has been quiet. And I'm actually on course now to complete the Festive 500. Well, if I complete this, I will be anyway. So how are you? Did you have a good Christmas, Martin? 2 hours in the red. Hoping not. This course is it's in London. I should know what the course is. I did look at this last night. It's called the Greater London 8, and you go at Box Hill 4 times. It's 4 laps of Box Hill. So I'll be in the red for that, and I'm hoping, really am hoping, that it's not too emotional. Yeah, for the over 20 odd kilometres each lap. Is the sound working okay? Actually, before I go much further, bearing in mind last week was a complete debacle sound-wise. Have you nearly completed the Festive 500? Martin, are you well underway? If anyone else is watching and you're doing the Festive 500, let us know. I haven't done it for a long time, I'll say 3 years or so, but definitely I figured use the Christmas period to get the volume up, if nothing else. Didn't have to be 500, just had to be a lot more than normal. Normal for me is about, I don't know, 200, that kind of thing, so I am feeling quite jaded. I've got 360 kilometres under the belt. So that's the hope today. Bit less zone 2, a little bit of threshold at the climbs, and it's an all cat start race. So I'm actually in Cat A because now this is the Flanders team. I forgot what the team is called. Bear me a second. I should know. This isn't very slick, is it? I'm sorry. Yeah, it's the BZR organised event, and it's called the Flanders Endurance Race. And in the team rules, it says that irrespective of the fact that I'm a B in terms of my score from Zwift power, which it seems is based on like your 20-minute power, your 5-minute power, your absolute power, all this kind of stuff, I have to rate myself off what my FTP is, which is about 264, 265 watts, so it's just about 4 watts a kilogram. Ah, Martin, okay, I got you. Well, well done to you. Did you have a good time with the kids? Or did they go a bit stir crazy? No, the weather was decent, so you could take them out. You could drain their energy. Yeah, that's all right. So yeah, so no Festive 500, just a bit of zone 2. I like your stuff. Oh, getting a bit warm. Time to take off the jacket. I've got to be honest, I haven't enjoyed all the volume. A lot of people who look at my Strava will say, you got way too much intensity, not enough volume, and they're absolutely right. If I was going to be the best cyclist I could be in terms of power and speed, I need more time on a bike, more volume, but I've got to say I don't enjoy it enough. I do like the hard efforts and then just getting off it and getting on with your life. Ah, not having to get up at 5:30, yeah. Yeah, so you can get back to work rested. I'm liking that. Nicer scenery, is it? Yeah, of course. And you've been a proponent, found of Ruby for some time. It does look really beautiful. Yeah, I do need to mix things up a little bit. I agree. How are you? Have you done any massive deadlift challenges? Found is also the aficionado of the weight training. Right. What time does it start? I think it starts at 20 past, so just going to do one quick effort just to bring the heart rate up. Oh, that did the trick. Woo-wee. I haven't warmed up really. Ooh. Ooh. Hey Tobias, how are you? Very good morning. Thank you very much, always so kind. Lovely to see you. Gonna need the luck. 100 kilometres are on the agenda. Oh, you saw the Wallace and Gromit. And it was champion, nice. I've not yet seen that. In the UK, you may or may not have seen this. In Australia, found. There is a series, or was, that turned into then just Christmas specials of something called Gavin and Stacey. And that got something like 9 or 10 million views, which is huge, given so many more options. Not quite the same as Wallace and Gromit, but champion, I'm liking your description. Very succinct, triple F. Yeah. His sessions will do that. They will humble you, but you'll get stronger, fitter, and recover faster for doing them. Do you watch it in Australia? Fan? Yeah, they left it open, didn't they? They left it open. I inferred that it wasn't too bad, but yes, it was left well and truly open. You don't watch telly anymore. Hence, Wallace and Gromit at the cinema. Why no more telly? Is there nothing sufficiently cultural for you on it? Oh dear me. It feels like 100 kilometres is going to be every bit as long as it sounds today. Dear me, oh dear me. Is it really? It's that dead, is it? I mean, even Net, because Jane and I are finding some good stuff on Netflix. There's one I think you would really like if it's in Australia. Ludwig. It's about a guy who is a little on the spectrum, well, more than, and due to difficult family circumstances has grown up to create very difficult to solve puzzles, and he's very famous at it, albeit nobody knows what he looks like because he's a recluse. But he goes to investigate the disappearance of his brother, who was a policeman in Cambridge, and he has to impersonate his brother. He's a twin of his brother, that's important. He's a twin, an identical twin. And in the course of impersonating his brother, well, let's put it this way, he becomes a very, very good detective, because his brother is a top detective in the Cambridge police force. And it is very, very clever, very entertaining and beautifully acted. I think you'd enjoy it. There's my tip. Not violent. Well, obviously there's a lot of murders to solve, but it's not done in a kind of a violent, bloodthirsty way. I'm not very big on the violence. Right, let's get 10 kilometres under the belt, 10 more off. There we go. Time to join the event. Oh dear. Right, so next weekend I've got a crit race. So I'm hoping to get the Festive 500 wrapped up. I'll probably have an easy day tomorrow. It wraps up on Tuesday, obviously, your last day you can do it. And a bit of recovery ahead of the crit racing. So Martin, what plans has Ed got you on? Is it building threshold, endurance? Oh. Right, can't fit it. What do we need to do ahead of a race starting? Fan. I need to put my fan on in a second. Oh dear me. Now there's apparently 60 people signed up for this. Currently not that many in the pen, and we all start together. And it says that I'm in Cat A. Yeah, I think there's about 12 or 15 in Cat A. I'm not a Cat A. We know that. We've seen me get dropped comprehensively by the Cat Bs. Tailored for me. Ah, very nice. FTP max by mid-March. And what's your objective just after March or in March? Have you got an event? Something good that you're working towards? So, yeah, based on FTP this race is, pure FTP, mine is about 4 to 4.1, depending on the day and the legs. I did 2 times 20 minutes outside at the Olympic Velo Circuit on Tuesday, Christmas Eve. I did 2 times 20 minutes at 2:64 and then 2:68. Yeah, so pretty much bang on 4 times. Oh, you're sailing. Okay, so it's just to build up a fitness, a nice goal to have before the sailing season starts. Yeah, that makes sense. Very nice. And where do you sail from? Hey Rob, very good to see you. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was a nice Christmas, relaxing. Work was super quiet on Friday. Hoping it's super quiet on Monday and Tuesday. How was yours? What did you get up to? Tell us. On the agenda today, 100 kilometres, Flanders endurance race. 4 times Box Hill on the London Greater 8. There we go, that was a lot more slick that time than a little earlier. Sales Squad Handball. Okay, Sales Squad Handball. Let me take a picture of that to remind me. Is that on YouTube? Come on. Are you off work at the moment, Rob? That's a website, Cal. Check out the web. Confident. Please don't go too hard at the beginning, everybody. It says 14, or maybe there's another pen where the B's are, but we all get started together. I am hoping to be a reasonable B. There's no more to it than that. This is a long ride for me, currently. I'd like to go hard up each of the boxes. Let's get up to ramming speed. Thank you very much. I need the strong legs. Oh yeah, there's the other B's. That's where I should be. Yeah, it's civilized. Well, civilized-ish. Yeah, so I'm hoping early break to the B's. Hey Dominican, very good morning, thank you. I'm going to need the legs for this. Oh, confident. Trying to get the nice circular legs. Gonna hang in a bunch. Now, it doesn't say who are B's on the or C's on the list. Do you have a good Christmas, Dominican? It's nice, able just to get the diesel engine up and running, warmed up, blood warm, breathing under control, circular pedaling motion. There'll be a little kick as we turn right. Ate a little bit too much. You and the rest of the country, did you enjoy it though? Yeah, he enjoyed it. Yeah. Just warm up the glutes and the hamstrings. Yeah, it was lovely, thank you. Family on Christmas Day. Nice and relaxed Boxing Day. Family coming later. Work was quiet on Friday. Fingers crossed. On Saturday, yes. The Terry's chocolate orange. Yeah, indeed. Dark chocolate though. From the fridge. It was succulent as ever. Triple F, what about you? Do you partake in these British delicacies? Yeah, I devoured a dark chocolate Terry's orange. That's how Terry would want it. Jane had a little bit. You can also get Terry's chocolate orange bars with little smaller segments that I put in the fridge, and every so often have one of those as a treat or half of one. Only dark, good man. Yeah, I'm a dark chocolate aficionado, all the way to 100% cocoa content. Oh, you're weak, are you, Martin? Yeah. Normally not very much satiates me. Like 2 to 4 squares. But I took down the dark chocolate orange with Jane over the course of a day. Ooh, that gassed me. It's only 94 kilometers to go. Sorry, 95. Oh, 91. Ah, that's a bit better than I thought. I watched a little bit of it. I mean, my word, is it impressive how he can hold 240 watts 6 hours in. That's when I start watching. Then he completes it within 12. He's a very charismatic and affable guy as well on the live stream. Yeah, very impressive. Inspirational. Looking very muscly as well. No, I was going to look a bit later, see if he completed it. Anyone else know if VC or Vegan Adventures completed the Festive 500 kilometers at one ride, 12 hours. Dear me. Well, oddly enough, Dominican, only in a laboratory, I do a 3-minute ramp test, where every 3 minutes, your power goes up 25 watts. And Adam Isherwood from Oxford University, cheers Martin, he takes a lactate sample at the beginning and end of each 3 minutes to find, in particular, where my second lactate turning point is. Lactate threshold 1, typically we do the same protocol but 10-minute ramp. 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes before each step up in power of 10 watts. So I did it, I think, in about September, and I've got a video on it to release to find where I did the lactate threshold ramp, 10-minute ramp, and then I did the VO2 max ramp, the 3-minute ramp. And I think I got a VO2 max of about 330 watts. Yeah, no, I've got another one, because I just do it anyway. I really enjoy the lab work. I've learned so much more about cycling and the physiological characteristics that we want to exhibit in each of the zones, and that a pure ramp test or a 20-minute FTP test, which I still do, 20-minute test, they're quite crude for some people, including myself, in setting where your FTP is, let alone the inflection point between zone 2 and 3, which should be your lactate turning 1 point, your LT1, the point at which the lactate in the blood grows by circa 1 millimole above your baseline. And different people have different baselines. Mine's about 1.4. So when I get to 2.4 during those 10-minute ramps or above, we've gone through the lactate threshold 1 turning point. And that's your maximum endurance pace. i.e. your low intensity zone, zone 1, if you've got a 3 zone intensity. And you know, with the lactate elevated only 1 millimole above the baseline, the body can very easily buffer it, clear it. But it's as fast a pace as you can go, provided you eat well for time, like 3, 4, 5 hours, provided you eat well. And so one of the things I did, what was it? Friday, I just rode at 205 watts on the Wattbike Pro for 2 hours to see roughly where that lactate threshold 1 lies. Obviously I don't have the blood testing or anything like that, but I know the sensations, the breathing, the heart rate, the feeling in the legs, and I reckon I'm around 205 watts LT1 on the Wattbike Pro, 210 to 215 on the Flanders. So last time I did the 3-minute ramp, it implied, because they're also taking the gas and air, sorry, they're also taking the oxygen and CO2 that you exhale through the mask. They can ascertain your lactate turning 2 point through the 3-minute ramp, but also the ventilatory threshold, second turning point, which should be one and the same as the second lactate turning point, as your FTP, as your anaerobic threshold. And that indicated about 260, 265 watts on a Flanders. The owners haven't really increased it much. No worries to us. Your heart rate drift definitely. And on Friday's test, I went from about 140 to 150 over the 2 hours indoors. And that's about acceptable for me, but definitely. And what I sometimes find, the heart rate will drift up a little bit and then come back down, not to the 140, but maybe it got, you know, when you do a little bit out of the saddle, just to mix things up, give the muscles a break, use different muscles. Heart rate goes a little bit up, maybe to 160, but I kind of normalised in that final hour at about 155, sorry, about 150, sorry, not 155, 152, something like that. But definitely, yeah, through the physiology In the lab testing, you pay a lot more attention to the heart rate. Oh, I was getting a bit lax there, wasn't I? So, if the Cat A's have like 4.3 to 4.7 watts a kilogram at their FTP, their anaerobic threshold, their LT2, their ventilatory threshold 2, there's no way I can keep up with them on box. I have 4 to 4.1. They're pushing the pace ahead of the climb. Cheers, Dominican. I'll do my best to stay with him on the first climb. If they really push it, I'm toast. In the A's. Hence I'm B. Good morning, Nick. How are you? Good to see you. Very nice racing on the crit race the other day. Nick's recovering nicely from his break, his femur break. Did you have a good Christmas, sir? No, it's a pleasure over Christmas. I have a little bit more time to indulge myself. And I do enjoy watching live streams, because I know just how hard it is to kind of do your first few streams. I know you've done millions of them now, and engage with people while the heart rate is elevated. It's been lovely, thank you. Nice and relaxed on Christmas Day, family over. Easy work on a Friday. Boxing Day was relaxed. Family over a little bit later. When do you think you're going to be ready for a ride in Snowdonia, sir? Yeah, I saw that. Was it full gas or was it a nice controlled group effort? Right, about 3 kilometres, we've got the first climb. Yeah, definitely. You need to strengthen it for sure. I'm in the ACATs today, Nick, and I shouldn't be, but I've got an FTP of 4 to 4.1, and in BZR, they make you ignore your points. But luckily, it's an all-cat start, so the Bs are with us, and that's where I'm going to end up. Not even at the front of the Bs, probably. God, it's a long old slog to the first time, isn't it? How did you feel after that crit race? Your sprint was looking impressive. Yeah, impossible. Yeah, yeah. You did very well your sprint, so it's huge, given what you've been through. I would love to do just one like that. Fresh. I'm using the Flanders osteomas today for power. My word, that was very impressive. W then. It certainly is approaching fast stomach and the level of concern is rising. I'm not going to blow myself on the first time. Oh, your physio, I like it. I like his style or her style. Yeah, Cohen Vampire, are you an A or a B though? Get some hard efforts in. Beautiful. Answer. Very nice to see you. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you popping your head in. The support is very much needed. Thank you. Did you have a good Christmas? Yeah, I'm in decent form, thank you. Post the accident. I want to have a good year this year. Sub 7 hour Fred Whitton. That's what I would love. Jibber jabber, happy holly bobs. You're right. And Rob Magee, good to see you. One ride, no way. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Martin. Thank you very much, Answer. See if I'm inspirational in a second. We've got Box Hill on the menu. No talking for a bit. FTP 163. See, they get away from me. That's what I'm trying to do, Nick. 270, 280. CCR 303. I couldn't agree more. Festive 500. Hard miles. Hey Jesse, good morning to you. How are you, sir? Well, what time did you get, sir? Box is a little bit shorter. I'm glad about that. Well, that's fast. Very impressive nonetheless. We'll do Nick. Excuse me. Cheers, mate. Ten minutes off. Cheers, Jesse, will do. Cheers, Rob. Jimmy. Cheers, buddy. Thanks, bro. Oh. That we done it away. Sorry. Oh. Sorry. The gel. Oh. The gel. The gel went down the complete wrong way. Yeah, trying to focus there, Nick. Sorry. That was proper hard. Thank you for the encouragement. It makes a huge difference. Oh. Hey Dominic, how's it going? Good to see you. Thank you everybody for the support. That's probably as good as I could have hoped to have done on that climb. Do you have a good Christmas, Dominic? Sorry, not Dominic, Dominique. Dominique, sorry. We have Dominic in the chat and Dominique, the great Dom Loose. How's the MMA going, sir? It will work better in my stomach than my lungs, Rob. Cool, I've got 3 more times up that. Thank you very much, The Wish. I appreciate that. Yeah, smart riding or finding my limit and letting the others ride away. Okay, we'll do, Nick. Nice to see you, The Wish. Did you have a good Christmas? Oh, got you, Rob. Well, fingers crossed to that. I hate that. Go back past my old house. I'll show you in a sec. Queen Elizabeth Street on your right. Right, so I need to stay in this group. Now I had one of those Sturka gels, I can never pronounce it. 50 grams of carbs. Top notch. That's basically, and they seem okay in the stomach as well. I've got, there's a special treat in a bit, 30 grams of carbs, 150 milligrams of caffeine in one of them, and of course, no ride will be complete without an emergency coke. Yeah, I mean, Hertfordshire now, St Albans. Yeah, I've still got the cars, they're dotted around the place. Look at me, Nick, drafting. To be fair, I do a lot of drafting in the crit racing outdoors. I did a Cat 2-3 for the first time in ages. It lasted about 35 minutes. And I was drafting the whole time, not drafting, but trying to stay in a bunch was the objective. Yeah, and at the back end of the season, you've got people still chasing points to get from 3 to 2. Yeah, the local patisserie, yeah, there's quite a few good ones. Obviously there's the Gales, but there's a few independent ones as well. My favourite in Hertfordshire is called Simmons. They do a Belgian bun, which is appropriate for today, but really big, about that big. Obviously cherry in the middle and icing, but lemon in the dough. Incredible. Yeah, that's why I do the crit racing, Nick. For the bike handling skills, but also it makes me work on my VO2 max and anaerobic. This is a bit slack, sorry. Stupid of me. There's a match burned unnecessarily. Hey Mark, good to see you, long time no speak. Thank you very much. Hope you had a good Christmas. Slingshot, you're too generous. A slingshot, stroke schoolboy error. You decide. Answers on a postcard. Yeah, I've got my white peddler vest on because just back, well, a week ago from Mauritius, I've still got the remnants of a little bit of colour. Yeah. You're bad indeed. Oh dear. Yeah, the crit racing, especially the Masters, I really like. I can even spend a fair bit of time on the front on the Masters. I still get destroyed in the sprint. I mean destroyed. I can be leading out in the final 2/3 of a lap. including up a little mini hill, and then, or 2 little mini hills, and then just get annihilated in the final, I think 250 metre flat sprint. That's quite interesting. What else have I done that's really good? Whereabouts do you live, Rob? I enjoyed the New Forest Sportive. But if you can find one in the west of England, the Exmoor National Park, there used to be one, Hardest 100 Exmoor. That was epic. I'd recommend anything in the peaks, there's a few there. Velo 29 are doing something called Coast to Coast, starting on in the sort of the Cumbria coast and going all the way to Whitby, Yorkshire. That I am doing. I haven't done it before. It looks incredible. You've got a lot of tough climbs in there, including hard knot and rhinos from the Fred Whittam route. South London. Yeah, well, you're the same as I was. Yeah, you have to travel. If you like climbing, Exmoor, that Velo 29 event, very good. I'm looking forward to that. They're lovely people. Jimmy. Hi, Maroon. Oh. Oh, Jimmy. Get a grip, Philip. That was slack. Yeah, the first of many. Come on, Philip. Summarise this set. I'm not sure actually. I'd need to look into that. Oh. I say anything in the Peak District is also beautiful. There's not a lot in Snowdonia. Now that would be gnarly. That's why I asked Nick. Oh yeah. Blitchegorse, very much on a par with hard knot, if not harder. Hard knot, you get the cruising section. I think the 2 ramps in hard knot are harder, but it's an unrelenting, I'd say Rhino's Pass from the Langdale Valley is harder than hard knot, because a bit like Blitchegorse, sorry, Balkergross, not Glitch, Balkergross, sorry Nick. You start steep, then you've got a long 10-12% segment on Balkergross, same as Rhinos, and then it just ramps up into hell, and so you're at like a very high heart rate by the time you hit a part of the climb where there is no micro recovery. So I definitely say harder than hard knot. Look at my YouTube video. And Nick's. Good morning, Laura, how are you? Did you have a good Christmas? Yeah, we had a nice relaxing one, thank you. Friends, sorry not friends, family over on Christmas Day, easy unboxing day. My niece's birthday, with a little celebration. And then easy at work on Friday. What did you get up to? How's Phil? Is it all good? You got your plans set for holidays in the new year? I know you guys were scheming away. I had a little moment just there where it all felt just a little bit too difficult. And I knew that's just mental. In the mind, just got to keep the legs turning, not get dropped. And it came a little sort of earlier, unwelcomely early than usual. I think that'd be the 50 grams of carbs in the stomach, in the lungs. I can't believe we'll go 3 times more up Box Hill. That's just miserable. Very nice, Laura. Holidays are being planned, beautiful. So you're off now to the 2nd, that's good. We're back in tomorrow, Tuesday. And then again on Friday. Sorry, Thursday, Friday. Oh, I know what it is. I've got a lot of, for me, I've got a lot of kilometres under the legs. Since Tuesday. I had about 363. That's huge for me. So I'm interested to see how I cope with a longer, harder ride like this. I think I am going to get the Festi 500 done for the first time in a long time this year. Well, I've only ever done it once before, during the pandemic. And it's really not to get the Festi 500 done. The intent was always to do just a ton of volume and zone 2 up to the top end of zone 2 as well, to build aerobic fitness. Oh yeah, haven't been reciprocating. Oh, just mix it up a little bit out of the saddle here. Yeah, I mean, they've certainly shown up so far, Martin, but it's how long will they hold out for? I mean, that climb was as good as I could have hoped for. But that is the power of the live stream. No quitting. Yeah, this rider in red is a strong one, Alex the MIP. Where's the MIP? The massively important person, Martin? S. Van Her. Yeah, 6 watts a kilogram. That's it. Yeah, sometimes they do. Sometimes the legs warm to the task. The blood warms, the nervous system comes into play, the muscles feel good, the breathing is controlled, the pedal stroke is circular. Those are the good days, diamond legs days. I'd love to get one of those in an actual event that I do. Right, I need to fuel after this climb. I haven't fueled enough. Yeah, super domestic. Taking no wind, Nick. Couldn't do this in real life, but on Zwift, you get out the saddle and stay in the draft. "36 kilometers an hour or more with 363 meters of climbing." It's basically like being in a crit. That's about the same amount of time at the velo circuit Actually no, you average about 40 kilometres an hour there. In the Masters, a lot more in the Cat 2-3. And more in the summer in the Masters. Right, so the climb is coming. The level of concern is once again rising. Our Father, who art in heaven, bless this mammal on a wahoo kicker bike. Yeah, thought he would. Reminding myself I'm doing this for a bit of fun with the live chat, but also I want a sub 7 hour Fred Whitten, and I need the ability to do good aerobic power and a number of hard 12-minute efforts. I know these are not 12-minute efforts, but oh, come on, where is the climb? Come on, Philip. Now maybe you're on for about 39 kilometres an hour, 39 kilometres an hour. That was of course helped by being in a big A group at the beginning. And of course, on Zwift, I go down to the descent a hell of a lot faster. You know, we hit 80 kilometres an hour. I'd never do that in real life. Come on, Philip. Right, I am going to want to quit, not quit. Mentally, give me fortitude, please. Number 2, Dominican, incoming. That's right, Nick, hold the wheel. That is the only plan. The grim battle of survival of the 50-year-old mammal. Same in real life. On the bike, that is. Actually, in life in general. There we go, 39 kilometres in just under an hour. Not a chance in real life. Even in this bunch, for me. Actually, maybe there's a chance. Like I say, Masters cruise, 40 kilometres an hour for about an hour in the summer. Hey Carl! Zwift is exactly the same as in real life, we all know that, that's for sure, sir. You're right, how was your Christmas? Yeah, it's possible, you're right, Nick. My apologies. Thank you, Tovidas. Let's get it indeed. Hey Paul, good morning to you. We got all of the burritos. Nice to see you all. Loved your stream yesterday, sir. Beautiful attacks on the tiny races. Out of 10, loving it. Hey Philip, thank you very much. Appreciate you joining. Yeah, investing here. Well, I am 50. Cheers, Rob. Thank you, Pete. Good to see you. Hey, good Christmas. Hey, Titanium Ben. Good to see you. Another burrito. Hope you had a good Christmas, Ethan. And feel it roll. Oh. 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 Dear me, no, there's 2 more to go for it. Oh, thank you all. That was hard. Scheiße. Oh. The last bit never counts. Oh man. Yeah, that's what I am thinking of. I'm thinking of the training games. I want to get time in the Fred Whitten. I need to build aerobic fitness and the ability to punch. Oh, that was horrid. So Paul Hamblet in the stream, it's worthy of mention that in the Masters racing, there's a really good racer called Chairman Yoda. He chairs the Regent's Park Rouleurs. He's a lovely guy. But the real Yoda of cycling is, of course, none other than Piglet, Paul Hamblet. Concentrate for it. The full PRL. Freaking hell. You're a glutton for punishment, Philip. Four times box is going to be more than sufficient for me. Nice one, Rob. I'll see you there. That's amazing. Valley 29, coast to coast, all the way from the Cumbria coast to the Yorkshire coast on Whitby, town of Whitby. If you get a nice day, it'll be beautiful. Hey Ben, thank you for joining. Hope your ride's good. Can I steer? I don't think it's steering turning. I don't think the steering turned on. I've got no idea. I'm not sure. Yeah, definitely. I think it's quite a social thing. I think it's yeah, the fairies have definitely come early, but you are. Most of my cycling knowledge has come from either you, Dave from Oxford, or Adam. Adam from Oxford. God, I've forgotten his second name for a second. Adam Isherwood. Does it? Oh yeah, I seem to be able to go to the left here and to the right. I tend not to bother with it though. But yeah, maybe I should, Ben. Is the sound okay today, Ben? Yes, who is to blame? No, you're not to blame for my many disappointments. Oh dear. At least I'm not choking down the after effects of my gel now. It took me about 15 minutes to get that out of the lungs. Oh, Nick Bramwell's going to tell me off because I'm taking the air. Let's get over this hump and then drop back. I'm drenched. Time to skulk back into the pack and conserve some energy. So today, weighing 66.5 kilograms. For various units of power, training difficulty about 75%. 363 kilometers, 363 kilometers in the legs at the start of this event over the Festive 500. Trying to build some anaerobic fitness, and today it's a bit like an interval training. Zone 2 and tempo with some thresholds into low VO2 max surges. I say surges, 8 minutes. I guess it's taken us 7 or 8 minutes to climb box. I've got no idea actually. I just enter a different paradigm on the climb. Oh dear. We're getting towards like what I would typically say is a longer training for me, like an hour and a half. I do prefer a ride to be about an hour to 2 hours. Oh, crikey. Sorry for not talking very much. We're at that point in the stream where I'm going to stay focused. I think I need to eat something else again in a second, and we'll do. Can't fit it. Yeah, good call, Phil. Yeah, hydrate, that's a good point, Evan. Oh, come on. Good call, Rob. Yeah, Nick. To suffer, to serve. Very similar to British Airways. Let's mix things up a bit. Get out of the saddle. Work some different muscles. Remind myself that nothing is as hard in the world in cycling as the Collid in Snowdonia. I am doing the Collid again this year, Nick. Hopefully with yourself. That is a very enticing matrix that you have just conjured up there. You got a 5 kilogram race bike. Flipping out. That's insane. I didn't know it's just 5 kgs. Yeah, then we'll walk back down. Yeah. Oh man, that'd be amazing. Yeah, that's where my Villia lets me down with the pedals. It's 7.1 kg. And the bottle cages and all that kind of stuff on the computer. Oh, I really don't want to do yet another effort. I'm gonna though. Big ring. Yeah, beautiful. Is it a one cog at the front? One cassette at the front, Nick? Oh, you've got an Evo 6. Oh, they're like hen's teeth. Flipping out, get down to one. Crikey, O'Reilly, Nick. That'd be insane. Oh yeah, you got carbon and rim brake, yeah. Yeah, you don't want to do this CD descent on that. That's what I used to get blowouts of the wheels and the Fred Whitten on the carbon rim brake on the descent off Honister and Hardknot, and indeed descent off Rhinos. All of them are proper steep descent. Yeah, did it well. Big ring and very big cog at the back all the way. Oh, come on, Philip. Well, if you get company, Martin. Paul Hamlet, rim, Nick, rim, for sure. I think Andrew Feather's sponsored, is he not? By that Swiss company now. Oh, I see. Bloody hell. Didn't realise it that much. But few bikes, full stop, whatever you spend, are better than the Cannondale Evo 6 rim in full climbing setup. I think it is the ultimate climbing machine in terms of mainstream, you know, without cutting the handlebars off and all that kind of madness. What, Feather put 5 kilograms on? God, this guy at the front is going hard. Dear me. Hey Yodi, very good to see you. Not the 500 badge, I'm hoping to get the distance done. Crikey, righty. I'm minging. Here we go, steep bit coming in. Hey Philip. Good call. I'll try and do that. Cheers, Rob. Thank you. Cheers, Nick.
Dear me. That was proper emotional. Oh dear me. Yeah, that guy in the front, I forgot what he's called, in the green, he was just doing a consistent 4.8 watts a kilo, and I knew if I could just find a way to stay in this draft, I would only have to do like my max, which is like 4.3, 4.4 for a short period of time. Oh, come on, Philip. I hate that. Hey Law, good to see you, thank you. I'm in tiny pieces. Oh dear me. Morning John. Hope all's good. Good to see you. Good to see you, Law. Dear oh dear. Oh. One lap to go. Did you have a good Christmas, Law? Same to you, John. What was yours like? Almost done, but oh dear me, at what price? Oh. Oh, it's taken me ages to eat that bar. So on Tuesday, Christmas Eve, I went to the Olympic Velo circuit, the outdoor circuit, and did a 2-hour training, 2 times 20 minutes, and a load of tempo. I averaged 225 watts for 2 hours for Vera SCM for power. For Vera SCM for power today, very similar average power thus far.
Oh, I am properly drained though. Oh. Only for us now. Wow, okay. Just for that too. Next throw. I'm away with the fairies. Oh. You can see I'm getting quite ragged now. Got to get back in that tempo. It's about 38.5 kilometres an hour for 2 hours. Much faster than IRL for me with this amount of climbing. For the Tre Valley, the Grand Fondé Tre Valley Racine, 128 kilometres, 2,200 metres of climbing, so 2,400. I averaged 31 kilometres an hour. That's about my best ever ride. 4 hours. Dominant crab.
Good to see you, sir. Cheers, Rob. That's good to know. Thank you. Yeah, I've had a couple of gels, 40 grams and 30 grams of carbs. I've had the other half of my bar, that's another 20. And one of the gels had 150 milligrams of caffeine. So I think I'm about okay. Yeah, that's right fit. 1 7.5 minute effort. That's how I'm going to look at it. Let's get out of the saddle a bit. Oh, I forgot to turn one of my fans on. I was thinking I'm pretty hot. He's acclimated. Oh, what's been up for you, John? You been ill or just taking some time out? Yeah, I'm proper hot. Rob, proper hot. Toasty. Morning, Sean. Happy Christmas in Australia. Hope you're well. What are you up to over Christmas? Oh dear me, I'm not feeling the best. Oh, the sun, the sand, the beach. Oh, I love that. Ice creams. Oh man. The good life. The land of milk and honey and ice cream.
he doing? Oh. Cheers, Martin, well done. Oh, dear me. That was miserable. This is good power. 226 for 2 hours 11. Cheers, Nick, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'll do my best. Good call, Rob. Thank you, Michael. That's super kind of you, sir. How are you? How was your Christmas? Oh, I'm feeling quite weak. Come on, Philip. Get your head in the game. Thank you, Phil. What's that? I before he said honesty is disproved by science. Tell me about that, Rob. Here we go. Ramming speed. Cheers, Paul. Appreciate that, mate.
Cheers, Rob. Cheers, Nick. I remember that. Paul Hamler, Yoda. Hey Neil, bit easier this climb so far. I'm waiting for the attack. Cheers, Paul. 2 20-second surges. Oh. Oh. Cheers, Michael. Thank you for all the support, everybody. Oh, cheers all. Oh God. Oh. Oi! Oh my word. Yeah, I'm happy with that sprint at the end. That really drained the tank. Was I 8th? I thought I was 13th or 12th. Is that just in the highest of the A's? Yeah, I've had some dropouts, but definitely in the overall race. I was like 12th, I think. Oh dear. Casimeras, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Lee, good to see you as well. Thank you all for joining. Simon, good to see you too. Yeah, hope you all had a good Christmas. Dear me, that was max effort. Let's have a quick look at the power curve. Woo-wee, that was a real big end for me. The final climb wasn't as bad as I feared. In fact, I was kind of comfortable. I knew I'd get caught on the descent, so I didn't try to break away. But it was a fair bit easier than I feared it would be. So we go to end right. Sorry, I always have to think through because I am now, of course, away with the fairies. And I'm pleased with this. I mean, I'm well pleased with that because I haven't ridden over 2 hours. The last time I rode 2 hours was Tuesday. That was 2 times 20. It was nice training and a bit of tempo, but very controlled, hard efforts, but controlled. And that was 2:25 for 2 hours. Using this as the same for Vero Asiomas, you can see here 2:26 for 2.5 hours. And that's it. We'll go back a second. I'll show you what I'm working with. So if you had a pair, I know I talk about this a lot, but just in case people, I don't use the kicker bike for power. You'll see a number of dual recordings that I have. The kicker bike reads like 7 to 9 watts more than the Favero, so I'm using the Favero for power, the kicker bike for resistance. Hey James, thank you for joining, I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was decent, and helped by the fact that the last climb was a lot more civilised than it could have been. And then if you go to, here we go, you can see I'm 6.5 kilograms. That's exactly what I weighed this morning. And if we go to the settings, the hardware, oh, I have never set trainer difficulty to 30%. I have never done that. Normally I've been riding on 75%. So yeah, I mean that's possibly, yeah, I was thinking I wasn't using that many gears to be fair, but I'm sorry about that. Trainer difficulty 30%. That has really pissed me off. That said, to be fair though, I never went out of the big ring on the kicker. I was always in gear 2, so I had plenty of gears, so I'd have been able to carry on spinning, but Jesus, that has really irritated me. Nonetheless, I am overall happy with that. 20-minute power 255 within all of that, that's decent. Let's go back to the end ride. Yeah, I mean that is egregious. But my party trick is that I've got a decent LT1. Yeah, maybe the race fixed it, huh? Yeah, no, that's true, Rob. As I was saying, I was in the big gear throughout all of it, and normally on some of the steeper bits I would have switched to the smaller gear or been out of the saddle more. Cool, my heart rate got nice and high at times. Let's see. No, that's not there. Where did it get to? Well, anyway, let's go to the critical power. This is good power for me.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. I mean, a 2 hour power. Where did I get to? No, it doesn't show you 2.5 hour power. That's a bit crap, isn't it? No, cheers, Philip. Yeah, no, I know you're right. I just the main reason I started Zwifting. Oh dear. Let me go back to the. Oh dear. Cancel. Yeah, definitely more fatiguing on higher training difficulty for sure, Lee. The reason I started the channel back in like, when was it? 2019, like March 2019, something like that. And the channel was all about, can I win a Zwift race? And I've never yet won a Zwift race. Talk about failing to deliver on the main mission. It was easier, to be fair, back when I started. It was more attainable. Plus, I was riding the Atom Gen 1. I've got the Atom Gen 2 now. The Gen 1 definitely read a little bit higher than the Axiomas, a bit like the kicker bike. And that's definitely a help. But I started the channel kind of, can I win a Zwift race? And after a while, I got reasonably good on Zwift. And I was enjoying it, and I thought, well, how does the power translate to outdoors? You know, could you just go and ride outdoors? So I went online to eBay and I bought myself the Conago C60. And it took a while for me to go up to the Midlands to get it. Maybe it was Rochester, I can't remember where, I was on a train anyway. And I collected it, but I didn't know what to check for, and the bottom bracket was broken, one of the wheels was broken, the handlebars were too wide, etc. So I took it to Bespoke Cycling and I fixed all the bits up. Bottom bracket, new wheels, Campagnolo Bora, it had Campagnolo EPS, etc. So the first time I rode it was in a Cat 4 crit race in early November to see whether the power on Zwift translates to outside. And I found that the power does indeed translate to outside, albeit it's quite inconvenient riding outdoors in that you can't just ride through people. So I kind of carried on with the outdoor crit racing, and the channel kind of morphed into a lot of Zwifting because, you know, I lived in central London, and to be honest, around here in Hertfordshire, the riding isn't the best. It's alright if you get out to Chilterns, but I can't be that bothered to do it. A lot of potholes, blah blah blah. And so always on my mind is, does what I can do indoors translate to what can I do outdoors? Which is why I do all the Strava, the comparisons, etc. And that's why I like 100% training difficulty, because when I get to Snowdonia and the Collid, let alone when I get to Hard Knot and Rhinos, let alone the Collid in Snowdonia, and many lesser climbs, I'm running out of gears even with a 34 on the back. And so I like to run out of gears on Zwift at a sort of similar time, because to my mind, my self-deluded little mind, it'll make me better when I'm confronted by Paul Hamlet, Nick Brownbill, Tony Cope, et al. Outside. James, yeah, so my dad and stepmom are coming over, and Jane has made like a shepherd's pie, a cottage pie, and for me a vegetarian version of that. So I'll be inhaling that, albeit, to be honest, because I've eaten a fair bit. I've eaten I had a good breakfast, like waffles and jam. I had a full fat Coke for breakfast. I've had 2 bars. I've had 4 gels. 2 of those gels had 50 grams of carbs in. 2 of them, one of them had 20, one of them had 30. So 130, 170.
That's 170 grams of carbs through the gels. I've had another 60 grams through the bars. Full fat Coke was another 35 grams. A couple of waffles, it'd be good 60 grams there with the jam and all that kind of stuff. I guarantee what I'll do is I'll force a protein shake down. Well, I'm not force it down, I'll just inhale it. And I'll have maybe a nice spiced bun or something. I won't feel like a lot. And then a little bit later when I start feeling hungry, I'll feed the beast. But what I want to do immediately after this is just help a little bit the process of recovery through the protein and a small replenishment of carbs. But I won't force them down because I've got an easy day tomorrow. I'll just eat as I feel like it. Oh my word, you were hit by a car for the 3rd time 3 years ago. 20,000 kilometres a year on Swift, flipping hell. So what damage did they do to you? What was the worst crash? Tell us about that. I mean, that's horrid. I mean, I agree, this is my fear. I know, ironically, this is why I'll only ride out in the UK on a Sunday morning first thing when it's quieter on the roads. Or if I'm somewhere like the Lake District or Exmoor where it's quiet and you can get to a nice hill or climb and just indulge yourself. Other than that, that is why I do a lot of the crit racing. That's how I get my outdoor mileage, because I know the crit racing would seem more dangerous, and it can be in some respects, but certainly in the Masters crit racing, it's not quite as fast until you get to the peak end of the season, and the proper Masters races are phenomenal. They are absolutely destroying. Someone like a Gavin Arbour, who won the Masters road racing 40 above, you know, you get him out by the velo circuit and he'll just, he's incredible. And he's come back from some nasty injury. But it's kind of a little bit more civilised, the racing, you know, holding the lines, no dive bombing, all that kind of stuff. And then I really do like the NCRA, which is the Northampton Cycling Association. There's about 3 or 4 clubs that get together to put on handicap races, where you get into like a pace line. Well, there'll be like 5 groups maybe, and they'll look at your previous race times and efforts and positions, points, and they'll put people into groups. The first group will go off, probably like it's Cat 3-4. The Cat 4s might go off with like 8, 9, 10 minutes ahead, and then of the last group. And they set you all off. I'm normally in like the 3rd or 4th group. You know, middle of the pack kind of thing. But when you get into this pace line, if they get it right, it all kind of comes together by the end. And then I'll just slink to the back because I won't get involved in a big bunch sprint because A, I don't have a sprint, and B, I don't want to become collateral damage because that's where it does get dangerous. But definitely, you know, with all the cars, the marshals, sometimes close circuits, you know, for the grit racing, not closed roads for the road racing. That's how I prefer it. Until I get up to the Lake District, Snowdonia, Exmoor, this kind of thing, and then yeah, it's nice riding. God, boy can I ramble. You can tell I'm properly away with the fairies. I feel really good for that though. That is definite. Oh, 100 kilometres. Woo-wee! 100 km plus the warm-up, that was 10. So I've chalked off 110 out of the 180 I need to do in the final 3 days, including this day, of the festive 500. So this will be a big volume 8 days for me. Big volume. And I won't carry on. Because one of the other things I mean, again, look at me talking away, I'm glibbling and glabbling. I want to avoid getting ill. So I'll either have a full rest day or a very easy spin tomorrow. Maybe a bit of gym work, but probably not because my legs will be absolutely destroyed. And then a training on the Tuesday, maybe, let's see what the legs feel like. crit race on a Saturday, but not a lot is going to happen there. So what was the Rob? What was the what injuries have you had as a result of these crashes? Oh God, I'm absolutely elated after that. That is the best thing. Eric Min, wishing you a very happy Christmas and a fruitful New Year. Zwift has been an incredible gift for so many of us, including Rob, who now only rides inside for very understandable reasons. It's one of those things that can release a lot of endorphins, make you feel good, feel like you've achieved something positive in the day, and thank you all for the support for that. That was a big ride for me. Big ride. And definitely that power, I mean, I'm well happy with that. I mean, I hate to ogle and gloat over the power, all that kind of stuff, because, fitness comes and goes, as I have learned. But when I just look at that, they were hard climbs, each of those, the first 3. And the final one was that little bit easier, and it was really nice to actually feel like I had something left back in the tank. It's like, what's going on? You're not destroyed. And I think it's because I properly stayed on top of the eating throughout, before and behind, and afterwards. And again, Yoda, Paul Hamlet, never known me without carbohydrate, he is the one that's taught me that. And in the lab, I talk a little bit about the lab, but whenever I've been riding at endurance pace with the mask on, taking the carbon dioxide and oxygen readings, where they can tell whether you're burning carbohydrate or fat from the ratio of gases exhaled, definitely at about 180 watts, I am burning about 120 grams of carbs per hour plus 10 grams of fat. So it's not like, I personally, everyone that says, oh, you've got to ride those long miles at really mid to low zone 2 to burn the body fat, I don't necessarily buy that, because ultimately it's hard to eat 120 grams of carbs an hour, so you're in a calorie deficit from the moment you start pedaling, and you'll be burning through the glycogen in the blood, and then ultimately in the muscles, the liver, all that kind of stuff. But the use of that energy means that ultimately the calorie deficit that you create over the course of the day, the week, the month, as a result of the cycling, will see a change in body weight. And that is typically through loss of fat and a bit of muscle and bone. So I never really sweat being in a fat burning zone for the purpose of burning body fat. I forced myself into it the last few days as part of the Festive 500 to build aerobic fitness. A cracked femur the last one. Oh my word. Oh my word. The car took off, flipping hell, Rob. That, yeah. Well, I'm glad you made it back. Yeah, carbs all the way. We do indeed like eating, young Hamlet. And I've deliberately kind of ate the things that I would eat on the bike on this longer ride. I wouldn't usually do that, but definitely it's a habit, but it's also, as I understand it, you got to get the body used to digesting it all. Oh, but that felt good. I actually felt in control of that. It's the first decent long indoor ride I've done in ages. Anyway, thank you all ever so much for joining us, hugely appreciated. I hope everybody has a nice New Year's Eve celebration. I'm not really a big New Year's guy. We're going to friends, which is nice, but I'm certainly not a party guy, as you can imagine. But if you are a party person, fill your boots, have a good time. And let's hopefully make 25 a good year for many different reasons than it was. 24 was quite a hard year, I think. You know, let's hope there's some peace as well in Ukraine and the Middle East. That would be a lasting peace, one that the Russians can't come back from easily. But look, thank you all so much. Whoever you are, whatever you do, please remember to live fried, stay super healthy, enjoy life. Ciao, arrivederci, au revoir.